we'll stay here. That way we're going to be in the frame.
Okay. So no, I'm not sitting facing you. Is that okay? Or should we move it to face you?
That's fine. Okay, it's up to you. Do you want to move like this way
A little bit, don't you
Just
think?
a little bit, yeah.
So I don't want her to
Like
say you weren't facing them, you weren't open to them.
that. Okay. Yeah, because it's all about you, actually.
Just don't want that oil to pour
Yeah,
on his
just-
head because you're making
yeah.
him.
Just as long as you're not hitting the oil.
That would be funny.
That'd be scary.
You know, that tape, you could give it to
Extreme
any of those videos, you could put it
on
on.
MSNBC.
Okay. Speak louder.
Tosh
okay?
point out. Liz, Alex, welcome back to our third session. How are you?
Good. Good.
Excellent. I don't know if you noticed, we have a video camera in here with us today. And I spoke about that during the first session, that my supervisor reviews the cases, and in this case, we're going to record this session, and it is confidential, just myself and my supervisor will see it. And it's just to make me a better therapist and to make sure I'm giving you the best that I can. Is that going to be a problem at all?
No, no, it's fine. I remember.
You're okay with the camera in here? Like I said, it's completely confidential. And it's just for myself and my supervisor for professional reasons.
Okay.
Okay? There's a couple things I want to talk about from last week. We got into some pretty deep things. But first I gave Liz, I gave you some homework. I gave you a couple addresses for adult day health cares to kind of go take a look at to see if that would be a good resource.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to go see?
Yeah, I actually did. I know you gave me a couple, but I was only able to check out one. And I did see the schedule of some of their programs, which I thought, Mom would like. And I think, yeah, I'm hopeful that, she'd be agreeable. I looked at the description, the class description. And so I think that maybe she'd be into it, but it's just a matter of me sort of bringing it up with my mom and seeing whether she'd be interested or not.
Yeah,
So
I know a lot of times people with Alzheimer's are a little resistant
yeah,
to go to new places, to try new things, because it can be scary for them.
yeah,
So, I want you to be aware of that before you talk with her.
yeah.
And if you have any difficulties, the staff at the daycare centers can usually give you pointers and help you with, with maybe bringing her in for a tour or something, some slow steps. But that's really good that you went to see one. And do you think it might be helpful?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I love my mom, and I want to make sure that she's taken care of. But at the same time, again, I worry because, like what Alex had talked about last week, I mean, maybe I don't really openly discuss this with him, but I do worry about our finances, and so, I would love to be able to get back and do some real estate again, because it's kind of, money's kind of hard right now, so I want to be able to have that time, and hopefully Mom would agree, so I'd have that free time.
And what do you think about the whole daycare for Anna idea?
I think that'll be good. I mean, I think we have to be a little bit more direct though, and even though she doesn't like it, we have to like it first so that she will like it. It's kind of like going backwards again. We have a kid almost with her where, they can't decide what's best, and I see you are a little more almost nervous just talking about it than hoping Mom will like it, and that's what makes me nervous. I don't know if you are wanting to do it or are you doing it because he's asking you to do it?
No, I would want to do it. It's just that I'm worried that, I want to make sure that it's something that Mom would like, because if obviously she doesn't like it, then she's not going to progress. I mean, she's going to, steadily decline even further, or that she's going to be unhappy, and, we'd have to sort of deal with that. So I want to make sure that it's something that she would be interested in, I guess.
Okay. Well, you made the first step. You went to visit, you got some information. That's progress. That's good. There might be some apprehension on if it's good enough, or, if you'll like it. Alex, maybe you two can go together. So Alex can, take a look around, and any questions you have about your mom, fearful for going, maybe they might be able to, really help you with those issues. But, it's a good resource to have. It's out there, and, you took the first step, so that's good.
Okay.
And maybe next week you can go a step further, take Alex, and maybe write down some questions you might have. And you can even take Hannah.
I would want to do that. I want to take
That's a
her
possibility.
and have her see it too.
Okay.
Okay,
You
so
know,
yeah.
because it's like, I don't want you to keep thinking how she'll feel. Let's see how she acts. I want to see how she'll take it.
Would you want to come?
Yeah, as long as it's not gonna cut my time from work, because, we can't afford to do it, but yeah,
Okay.
Okay, terrific. And another thing we talked about last week was sort of the different styles you have in communicating. We touched a little bit about how Liz, you like to talk about things, your feelings, you get things out, whatever you want, whatever it comes in your head, you just say it. Well, Alex, is a little more reserved. You don't want to talk sometimes, you keep it into yourself, you have your things and your ideas, and Liz says sometimes you're closed off to her. And I wanted you to kind of look at those roles that you play. Were you able to see that in how you interact with each other? Sort of those roles we talked about?
Yeah, but I don't like dealing with all the talking. I don't like talking circles. And that's when we do that, we're talking circles,
What is talking?
where we go back to where we're not moving forward, we're just talking about the problem and that's it. We're talking about the problem. I don't like doing that. I like
get solved.
No, I like, here's the problem, here's the solution, do it and then move on. And with her, it's like, if it's a broken window, it's a broken window, a broken window, a broken window. I fix the window, replace it, that's it. Why are we still talking about the window being broken?
It sounds like it kind of frustrates you even talking about it or thinking
It
about
does,
it. It kind of gets
it does, because how do I feel about a broken window? I feel it sucks, let's fix it. I don't want to keep talking about what it is.
It's a problem.
Yeah, and I try not to, get upset or shut down on her, but I can only talk about a subject so much before I just don't want to talk anymore about it.
And what's your reaction to what Alex is saying?
It's the way that he puts it. With the broken window, now that I look at it, that's kind of silly, but sometimes like when you're in the moment though, and you want to be able to talk about something, it's just, you don't see it that easy. You don't see it being that easy wherein you can just replace the window. Sometimes it's all about like expressing. I know it sounds kind of silly, but expressing yourself about how that window meant to you, why, that the significance of that window that was broken. So, it's sometimes, when you put it in that perspective, it sounds easy, but when you do put it in your real life scenario about people, not objects, I think it's a little bit difficult.
Okay, and it's kind of interesting, this where we, were last session, that these different ways of seeing the same broken window.
Mm-hmm.
And that you are coming from two different places and almost two different goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see where that could cause maybe miscommunication, stress, anxiety, and problems not getting solved.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I wanted to do today, along those lines, when was the last time you had an argument about Hannah?
Do you remember which one I'm talking about?
Yeah. I remember.
Was it recent?
Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
Okay.
It's gonna sound stupid, but we have our fridge, where there's things I like to have, and I had bought some pudding cups. I had like 2 left, and when I got home from work, I took off my shoes, I was in my socks, my shorts, and I wanted to just eat my pudding cup and watch, one of the games, and they were gone, and I guess she gave them to her mom. I don't know what she did, but you know, I'm sure Anna ate them and enjoyed them, and I mean there was 2. At least leave me 1.
And you had an argument about this.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to stop you right there. What I want to do in here is sort of, I want to see what that argument looked like. I want you to, if possible, to replay with as much accuracy as possible, you know,
Okay.
how you acted in that argument, what you said. And I also want to, while you're doing this, maybe think about what you're feeling while you're going through this. And then we can discuss it afterwards. But I kind of want to see you reenact this argument. It might be difficult, I know.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, doing this, we'll be able to see, I'll be able to see how, you know, how you guys interact. And maybe, you know, step back, I can see how things are going and possibly move us towards.
Do you want to do that again, honey?
What are we gonna learn on this? Because I mean, I'll do it, but I'm just.
I want to get an idea of what happens during an argument, your styles, so I can understand the relationship a little better. And by doing that, I can point out things, and together, all 3 of us, we could come up with, you know, what maybe needs to be done, what we can do to maybe not have these arguments last so long, or not have them at all.
Okay.
I think if I can see how you're acting,
Okay.
then we can work together and maybe, you know, maybe solve this.
Okay.
And, you know, come up with a conclusion. You feel comfortable with that?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Like I said, I know it's difficult, and this isn't an acting class. I just want to kind of see the words you used and how this developed.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready. Actually, Alex, you came home from work. See how that goes.
Babe, where are my last pudding cups?
I don't know, babe. I don't know, honey. I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe Mom ate them. Because I didn't eat them, so I'm thinking that Mom probably ate them.
Well, did anyone else come over?
No, nobody did. No,
So
nobody.
then your mom ate them.
Yeah, I think so. But you know, she got hungry, and so she didn't feel like eating anything else, and so she
wanted
probably,
2 pudding cups where I don't have any.
Yeah, honey. Well, you know, the poor woman's hungry, and so you know, she had some pudding cups. She didn't feel like eating the vegetables that I made for her, and so she just said that she wanted to just eat the pudding cups. And so I'll get you some, honey. You know, if it bothers you so much, then I'll get you some pudding cups.
I texted you this morning about that I was going to be able to relax when I got home, that I was going to have the pudding cups, that I was even going to help you with making dinner. You know, and now it's like, I'm just going to go to the store, I'm going to go buy some right now, and then I'm going to put them in my cooler of the truck.
Yeah.
I don't understand. You know, I told you this, and you let her eat them?
No, I didn't. Well, the thing is, you know, I didn't tell her your mom eat the pudding. I mean, I just told her, you know, why, you know, that you want to eat the vegetables. And just like, okay, like, you know, I don't feel like eating that right now. And so I was busy doing something else. I was making some phone calls, and you know, I didn't even realize it, but Mom, she must have ate it. She must have gone through the fridge and saw it, you know, and then she ate it. And, you know, what's a big deal? I mean, you know, pudding cups are missing, so let's just get some pudding cups. You know, we don't have to be all stressed about it, and, you know.
It's not about the pudding cup. It's you wanting to let your mom do anything where I don't have a say.
I'm not letting her do whatever she wants, you know.
Really? Well, I have no pudding cups, so I don't know if Mom doesn't know that there's some rules in this house.
Yeah, well, I mean, my point is that, you know, a person's hungry, then, you know, let her, she's hungry, she wants to eat it. Big deal.
You have applesauce.
Okay, well, let's stop you right there before we get anywhere. How was that to the argument a couple days ago? Was that pretty spot on?
No, she started crying.
I think if we would have gone a little further,
I probably would
it seemed to
have,
be
yeah.
intensifying this. I wanted to stop it there. And I do want to go back and kind of do this argument again with sort of me intervening. But right now, how are you feeling, Alex?
getting
You're
mad
very
because I had
tense.
I am, you know, because now I have like my own. I have some in the house in the fridge, but now I have a backup supply in my truck and my cooler on my pudding cups.
Okay, so,
You know, I mean,
but it still bothers you even
it
a couple
bothers
days
me.
later. I
It
can see
bothers
that
me.
it
I don't
does
want to run
bother
to the
you.
truck to get a pudding cup when I'm in my socks. I like walking around the house in socks.
Understand?
You know, and now I gotta. If I have to see if I have no pudding cups, I have to have an emergency cup. You know, and it's stupid. You know, it sounds stupid, but
It doesn't.
you know.
And how are you feeling after
Well,
this argument?
well, it's exhausting. You know, it's like kind of like every time we have an argument, you know, I just get all of these anxiety feelings, you know, and it just to be able to recreate that, to do that again. I
It
mean,
looks like you're worn out.
I'm worn out. I'm exhausted. You know, so I'm just
It
I
can take
don't
a lot out of you,
yeah.
definitely. So it's obviously affecting
Mhm.
what's going on in the relationship and how you guys are dealing with each other. And what I want to kind of do now is let's go through that again, and I'll kind of, like I said, coach, maybe give you some ideas how to say things differently. And does that sound like something you could do, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, you open for this?
Yeah.
Okay, you seem a little bit hesitant.
Well, it's just, I mean, I wish you were there to coach me in all our conversations. I don't know how I'm gonna, you know, this is help now, but I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this, you know?
It's
It's
only the
like,
first step, and hope, you know, ideally, what we want to do is to practice, you know, what we do, coaching, and then maybe next week do the same thing, and kind of you'll get to know what to do, practice, and then you can notice in the argument without me there,
mhm.
you know, oh yeah, let's do this, until it can become second nature. And it's not, you know, I'm not blaming you, it's not your fault, and it's not your fault. It's just coming from different places, and you kind of knocking heads.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of get you to a middle ground, so you're not arguing anymore. And, you know, you can come up with a resolution what to do with Anna.
Okay.
And kind of like you said, you want to go back to where it was
Like
before,
what's
when you weren't arguing.
Okay.
Okay?
Pudding cups.
And you'll have plenty of pudding cups. Okay, so I want you to go back, and Alex, you're walking in
Mhm.
to the house, and you see that there's no pudding cups.
Mhm.
And then you see Liz.
Mhm.
And I want you to tell Liz how it feels when you open the door and there's no pudding cups. I want you to tell her that there's no pudding cups and what that makes you feel like. So I want you to kind of go through that. You just open the refrigerator door and you're talking to Liz, the same argument, but this time I want you to say, I feel this way, or it makes me, when you discover the pudding cups are gone.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can, let's try that.
Okay. I noticed we don't have any pudding cups, and I feel like I don't matter that you think I should have something of mine in the house.
Actually, let's try it again with more of a feeling statement. Happy, sad, angry, a feeling.
You want me to have a feeling about a pudding cup?
Well, it made you, yeah, it made you feel something.
Okay.
And I'm not going to put,
Okay.
I'm not going to label what you were feeling. I want you to
Okay.
tell both of us what you were feeling. And it's sort of hard to come, you know, to connect with what you're feeling, but I want you to think about it and express to Liz how it made you feel when your pudding cup wasn't there after a long day.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
I feel upset when I don't see that the pudding cup's there. It upsets me because I want to feel like I'm valid in this house, that my wants are also important. And it not being there, it upsets me to think that I'm not that relevant to you.
Now, Liz, does
That better?
that make, that was excellent. That was actually really good. That was a good nailing the feeling. When you hear him say that he doesn't feel relevant, that's kind of, you know, that he's not part of the family, it comes off less accusing almost. So what would your reaction if Alex were to come home and say that?
You know, I'd probably tell him, you know, I'm so sorry, honey. Like, I didn't realize, you know, mom didn't want to eat the vegetables I prepared for her, and so she must have eaten the pudding cups. I'm sorry, you know,
So how
that
are you feeling? I want you to express also how,
I'm,
what he said, react to what he said about how he was feeling.
you know, I'm sad that it makes you feel that way. You know, I didn't mean to, like, I don't, I'm sad that you feel like you're not validated or you're not relevant in the house. Of course you are. It just so happens that mom took the pudding cups and I didn't realize that. You know, it was unintentional, and I want to make sure that, you know, that was not, that doesn't mean that just because the pudding cups were not there doesn't mean that you're not valid, that you're not relevant. You know, I'll make sure that you have.
Okay, that's good. I mean, you expressed how you feel.
Okay.
You were frustrated, you were standing out part of this, and that did make you feel very good, knowing that's how he felt.
Yeah.
I mean, something as simple as a pudding cup can just, you know, blow up out of proportion and cause this huge argument. How was this beginning different from the real argument a couple days ago? Did this feel different?
It felt a lot different, you know, because I think I focus on what's broken, fix it, and move on. But I don't look at, you know, how I feel about it. I just want it fixed. You know, I don't, you know, you asking a guy to be, you know, touchy, and it felt weird because it's not the pudding cup. I think it was more just to say that, and it was like, okay, it was stupid to argue about the pudding cup. It was more just, I need to tell her out.
But the
She's
pudding
making
cup
me
sort
feel.
of gave you
Yeah, it's
the
just,
reason,
you know,
yeah.
because like you're telling me how I'm feeling on a pudding cup, and I was like,
right.
yeah,
So the bigger picture was that you felt not part of the family,
yeah,
and that's not a good feeling.
no, it isn't. It isn't at all.
And that you didn't like the pudding cup
Yeah.
as a metaphor for what's going on in the family, how that made him not feel part of the family. And it, just watching, it was a lot less accusing.
Mm-hmm.
The first time it was a lot of accusing, defending, and whatnot, and you weren't hitting on your emotional level.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of, like you said, you weren't solving the problem.
Yeah,
It was just, here's the problem, sorry, here's the problem.
yeah, because I can't put everything in my truck, so, yeah,
Next time, if it's not pudding cups, it's something else.
yeah,
And it doesn't matter what it was, that and that's something we want to work on, is maybe, when you discuss things, coming about it from someplace different.
mm-hmm.
How does that sound to you? I mean, is that something that you'd be willing to try and that think we can accomplish?
Yeah, I think it's hard, you know, because it's like, you know, put a feeling on it. It's like, wow, you know, it's like,
Especially if you're not used to doing that in
No,
your whole life,
no,
it's
that's-
something in you.
yeah, so it's like, I mean, I want to try it, you know, I want to see if I
Mhm.
can, you know, but it felt really foreign for it to come
It
out.
probably
of my
will
mouth.
be difficult the first few times. I mean, it's a new thing for you. Not a feeling for Liz, it's not a new thing. You know, that you're pretty in touch with your feelings.
Yeah.
So would it be difficult for you to do this, or what challenges do you see? Alex sees that this is new to him, he doesn't know how to do this. What about you?
Maybe it's probably, I don't really see, I don't know, it's probably, the challenge that I see is a matter of sort of looking at it from Alex's side. I mean, I do admit sometimes I can be a little bit stubborn, you know, but when Alex said those and put that in that context about the pudding cup, I mean, it sounds so silly, but when he put in that context about him not feeling relevant, I mean, it really hit me. I felt devastated. I'm so sorry, honey. I mean,
You sort of deflated that whole argument.
yeah, I mean, I felt
anger
so
kind of
awful.
Mhm.
I mean, I didn't mean for him to feel that way, you know, I didn't realize. And so the challenge is again seeing it from his perspective, and I totally felt like during this time I totally saw it from his perspective, and it just really made me really sad and made me very guilty, you know.
We also want you to stay in touch with your feelings. It's not all, it's it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
This isn't about making
Okay.
Liz feel guilty.
No.
Yeah.
It's about, you know, coming together and being on the same page
Okay.
emotionally, which again might seem strange to you. That was a great first step.
Okay.
That was really good. And I want you to go take Anna to see a daycare center. Do that. I know it's just new. If you can, kind of, if you see yourself getting in an argument, kind of maybe get in touch with how you feel and use I statements. I feel this. It makes me feel a certain way when you do something. See if that even comes through, and hopefully we'll work on that. And
So putting cup the moment?
if that's putting up the moment, I should trademark that. Putting up the moment. Any questions? Anything else?
No, I think we're okay.
All right, let's bucket list this bitch. Out.
It's like a little button that comes by the thumb area. God, Eric. That's pretty good, Eric.